And I am back, friends, and look what you have done in the time that I've been gone. We are already on our way to level 3 hype train with a minute and a half left. My goodness gracious. Thank you so much, friends, for all that work. Thank you, Skyline, for the 100 bits. Thank you, Sarloma, for the 300 bits. Thank you, Lucifer, for the gifted sub, an anonymous gifter for the gifted sub. MJ Evans, thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you, Abyssal, for the 10 gifted subs. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you, McLeody, for the 100 bits. And just like that, friends, we are at 94% with a minute left. 100 bits, subscribe, resubscribe, gift a sub, or resubscribe if I say so. You can get yourself involved in that hype train. If you get 100 bits or more, at minimum, you get an email you can only get via hype trains. Just saying, it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. All right, let's keep on going. Hydrating, though. Sometimes forget to actually drink the water. I genuinely will sometimes just have a whole cup of water with me that I just forget to drink throughout the stream. Yes, by the way, before we continue, while I guess we're waiting for the timer to click down there, we do have... So, earlier on the Discord, there was a conversation, I guess it was like National Cheesecake Day. Thank you very much, Anonymous Gifter, for gifting a sub to Heavenly Zarmer. And just like that, friends, we have made it to level 3 of the hype train and on our way to level 4 with time extended. Thank you very much for that. Anyway, there was a discussion on the Discord server earlier today about National Cheesecake Day, which I guess is today. And Ora Morgan decided that we needed to have cheesecake. And so sent me $15 on PayPal to go purchase a cheesecake with the requirement that I have cheesecake on National Cheesecake Day. So, sure enough, I went off and bought one. And now I have a chocolate chip cheesecake for tonight's stream. And so nobody can, or Morgan can't complain that I didn't go get cheesecake, because I did go and get cheesecake. All right. Anyway, with all of that said, friends, you told her. See, I did it. I did the thing. I did the thing I was supposed to do. Called it 1/4 of the cake. That I was going to cut for myself. It's a relatively small cheesecake, you know. I think this is a reasonable amount for. It's not. I shouldn't be eating that much cheesecake, but I wanted it. So there.
To me, to you. Alrighty.
Thank you, Aurora, for the 100 bits there, by the way. Appreciate that. And just like that, we are rolling, friends. It's International Friendship Day. Better share with your wife. Yeah, I don't worry. I also got her a 1/4 of the cheesecake as well. It is already out there. Okay, let's get this moving. Well, thank you, Sarloma, for the 100 bits.
My sandwich.
Goodness gracious, you folks are just being so kind today. I really do appreciate it. All right, is there anything else? Oh, let's talk about the Blue Badger some, huh? That seems like a good idea.
I was wondering about that.
What, the Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Gumshoe? I asked the same question that Phoenix did. Outright. The chief threw together some designs, and I just did my thing, pal.
Nice work.
It's battery-powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until the batteries die. Wow. That's horrific.
Poor Blue Badger. Fated to dance until he drops.
Blue Badger panel added to the core record. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know.
Thank you.
Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? Am I streaming tomorrow? Yes. I should be playing some Zelda stuff. I know I didn't do any today, or didn't do any yesterday, but I will be getting on that case because it's going to be pretty quick before Zeldathon rolls around, and I want to make sure that I do a little bit of pre-fundraising for them as we can. So that'll be the plan for tomorrow, most likely. We met the guy who is, what was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the chief of police. Officer Marshall. Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? But then, for what it's worth, we will be back to more Ace Attorney on Thursday. Thursday will be back. Will be Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday is our current Ace Attorney schedule. No, no, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer from West L.A. You know how they are. What? For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me just try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this, and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. It's scratched out there. How's Daniel doing? He's doing wonderfully. Still staring at the wall. Hasn't gotten access to window privileges again. Marshall uses a horse instead of a car. Received from Detective Gumshoe allows bearer to investigate the crime scene. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there, and nobody will look at you twice, pal. Look, that patrolman's saluting the other guy. Must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that, your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried.
I guess he wasn't saluting, he was wiping tears from his eyes.
Make a good pair. Very much for the second hype train of the night, by the way, friends. Do appreciate it so very much. 2 level 3s in one night. My goodness gracious. Very, very cool. Okay, let's see. Oh, I should look at I feel like I need to look at some of this stuff in my core record. I have not been looking at these things. Not in the way that I'm supposed to like this. I can look at all the things. Look at this. Look at all the power I have now. I know, it's not doing for me either, MJ Evans, tonight. It's very frustrating. A name and ID number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID 5842189.
Wonder why they only use numbers for IDs.
What else would they use?
Letters, silly. They're the reason we have a written language in the first place.
True.
Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID Yabadab. See, wouldn't that be better?
Yabadab? Well, it does have a certain ring to it.
Exactly my point.
Doesn't take much to amuse her. Anything else here? Doesn't look like it. It's weird that this is completely unwritten, by the way. Which of them do you have? You have a red card of those. Any of the others show up? Not on my end, at least. Yeah, let's investigate the rest of these pieces of evidence while we're at it. Might as well.
This must be the victim's blood, right?
Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. Haha. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway?
Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing in the wild.
Edgeworth in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely.
Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. What?
What? Now, in fairness, MJ Evans, there could be like an outdated version of chat that I'm looking at that may just not have your updated emote ready yet. I don't know. Now, there's a scary thought. How about the King of Prosecutors trophy? There's something on the bottom. No, I'm saying more on their end, MJ Evans, than anybody.
Hey, check it out! There's a metal plate here.
Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it.
Wow. One guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime.
When she says it, his name does kind of a ring to it. Whoa, it's a fist on the back? I mean, I guess, but it feels unnecessary. I guess. I don't know. Letter of introduction. What does this originally say? I was curious.
Hey, look here. It looks like something's been crossed out.
Maybe it was a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe?
Let's see. Annual bonus, $20. I think a couple of zeros are missing.
No, that sounds about right. At least in that detective's case.
Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator.
Why give him an envelope if it only has 20 bucks in it? Just hand him the bill. Woof. Poor guy. Oh, come on, you're not going to animate for me? Come on. Come on. Anything fun in the back? Literally nothing. Darkness. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime.
The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights. He wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair.
Perhaps.
Just goes to show you never know what'll happen if you run a yellow light.
Okay, I just now got, yeah, there must be something going on with Twitch's system, because I just now got you've collected all the level 0 emotes, which leads me to believe that something's a little off right now. Sorry, that guy, he just looked a little bit like Phoenix Wright, and I was like, well, I gotta put him out there. Yellow means slow, friends. All right, back to the underground parking lot. Maybe they'll let us investigate now. February 22nd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Sorry, I've got cheesecake here. Looks like the investigation's still going.
I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry.
Sorry. Looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby.
Oh, still here. Hello? Why surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs, too.
What happened to the security guard?
Hey, what's wrong, Bambina? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd.
Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. The victim.
There's something I wanted to ask you.
The scene of the crime. Cold grave for men who lost their dreams. And me, I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment.
He is asleep.
Well, should we show this hopeless case something that catches interest? Clearly, he's got nothing but grape juice in there. Just like Phoenix Wright enjoys grape juice so much.
There's something I wanted to ask you.
The scene of the crime. A cold grave for men who...
Okay, he doesn't want to talk about nothing yet. Not until I show that thing, huh? All right. Whoop. Would you mind reading this for me?
Was this? I warn you, fan letters to me go right into the spittoon.
It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate?
Gumshoe? That old cow dog? You holding a birthday party or something?
Huh?
Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation.
I think he just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here?
No worries. This proves it's from Detective Gumshoe. Better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then.
Thank you, Officer Marshall. Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me.
Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher?
Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the sailor. Strike for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Hooey!
Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
I say I won't be needing this anymore. Detective Gumshoe's letter of introduction crumpled and discarded. Aw. Poor Gumshoe, he worked so hard on that. All right, sliding over and finally investigating this space. My goodness. This looks like a cell phone.
Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to.
What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Check it out. Right, let's check it out.
Man, what a boring strap.
What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know?
Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. Those are hard to come by, you know.
I see the series is popular as ever with the kids. Whoop. Nope, I do not wish for my stream to play in the background of my stream. Thank you. We prank calling. Let's go. I know, right? This cell phone is easily from like 2002, maybe.
This phone's still on the redial screen.
Redial?
Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it.
Sorry to disappoint you, but even though I know something about things like redial.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know what people from your generation.
Whatever. Let's check this phone out. My generation, you're Gen X too. I guess just hit the button, yeah? Excuse me. Excuse me, game. There we go. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last.
Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button.
Beep. I don't think we hear this otherwise until Trials and Tribulations. Or no, Justice for All, it is. Hey, that song, I know that.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Sorry.
I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there.
Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Sky.
What? It's my sister's?
She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this.
Who did she call?
No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of them newfangled ringtones.
Oh, that? Oh, I'm sorry, that was my phone.
Well, what? Your phone?
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me just right as we picked up the other phone. Probably a wrong number. Huh?
I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner.
Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone added to the court record. Property of Lana Sky. Last call made at 5:18 on the day of the murder. You're saying that she called us? That seems concerning. Apple TV rewards, yeah. By gift and subs right now, it sounds like you get yourself three free months of Apple TV. Which for me would be enough to finally get through what's that TV series that was super popular for a while about like the dude who's like managing a football club, but he's not very good at it, but everyone falls in love with him anyway because he's just so darn adorable.
This rope, is it?
Yep. They laid it in the outline of the victim's body. Ted Lasso, thank you. Yeah, because I've never had Apple TV. I've never had a chance to watch it.
So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him.
No. You gotta be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. No, thank you, the Apple TV. I mean, it's you don't have to accept it. It's just a thing you can get. This appears to be the car where the body was found. She's 16, by the way. Don't tell us how old you are. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted.
The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. It just screams, I have money to burn.
Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. Nothing else going on with the car. Nothing else going on with that. Something inside the trunk, though. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort.
Look, something is written on it.
You're right. Let's see. 67S122. Come on, flip it around. What are you doing? Clearly it says 221.
There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman.
Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed.
Well, so? What does it mean, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Note to self, for deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright.
I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. I know Goodman gets personalized stationery. Do you think Detective Gumshoe gets personalized stationery? Well, I want to go look at that piece of evidence, because I bet you I can flip it around and I get... Okay, never mind. Guess I don't get to flip it around. See how it is. Right? Like, I don't think that's that big of a stretch. Because it is February 22nd, it would make more sense that that paper says February 23rd, 221. Or 21st. I think I said 23rd. 21st. You are right, though, Lucifer. There's a good chance he's still using that phone today, because those things were built like tanks. Not really anything else to investigate. Maybe I need to show this evidence now to the marshal.
A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors.
Defense attorneys are relegated to B block.
I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright.
I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. It was pretty cool, though. In the prosecutor's office, they got like a car elevator going on. As a kid, when I first played this, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. B block is through there. That's where visitors park.
I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance.
Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down on a juicy-looking steak.
Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy?
Just don't think too deeply about it, and you'll be fine. He uses his pay envelope to give us authorization. I know. Goodman's got stationery, and Gumshoe's just using leftover junk in his pocket. I didn't realize. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I suppose the bands that they would use to send and receive data would not would stop working eventually. That is so fair. All right. Yeah, I think at this point it's just a matter of talking to Officer Marshall and seeing what he has to say about the situation. The victim. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim?
Good men always die young. Remember that, partner.
Could you be a bit more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale.
I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr.
One stab to the chest. Fine piece of work. This here's the autopsy report.
Goodman's autopsy report. Death due to loss of blood. One knife wound. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m.
Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prospector Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together on a case a few years back.
So there's no motive.
Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason he didn't do much work with the chief prospector.
But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to this parking lot?
So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon.
Thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate it. Then E911 is available for your phone service. Nice. Stia Six TV. Does that mean like it's available to you can like contact 911 without necessarily like phone service? Is that the idea? Like any sort of data transfer would work, like Wi-Fi? Wait, what is it? I don't actually know. It's better than that. Wow. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective?
You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas.
I'm sure they do.
I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth.
Oh, really? Now he tells me.
But you're a patrolman now. So how can you be in charge of a crime scene?
Oh, that's cool. That's good. A little spooky, but good.
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina?
So, why are you in charge?
No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime.
That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cowdog. I can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh?
Edgeworth?
That cowdog's been kicked out of his cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet.
Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Line of Sky.
So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister?
That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences.
Officer Marshall!
Yeah, Bambina?
How can you say that? You and my sister, you were...
Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about?
I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's that dry wind that's a-blowing through the prospector's office.
Dry wind or ill will, someone's up to something here. But who? Office atmosphere.
Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now.
Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean?
He was unbeatable because he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you.
But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them.
If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say.
One person? Who?
Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Sky.
What? My sister?
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load the guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals.
What? You're saying Edgeworth shoots people with deals?
Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here somewhere. Everyone knows it.
Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth?
So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright?
I guess I got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone.
So, you think we'll be okay?
Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it.
No problem. I can guarantee that she is not the criminal.
Oh, by the way, Emma,
Yes?
I know that song your phone plays when it rings. Oh, I know that song that your phone plays when it rings.
What?
So it was her phone. She's trying to call her sister? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place. Your sister called you, didn't she, Emma?
I'm sorry.
Can you tell me what you talked about?
She hung up right away.
I see. Cell phone updated in the court record. Property to Lana Sky, last call made to her sister Emma at 5:18 of the day of the murder. See you, Skyline. So now we know who she called. A detective is murdered, and the suspect is the top prosecutor in the district. I got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. Uh-oh. To be continued? Which we'll do right now. We're gonna go for a little bit longer here, friends. Maybe at least dig into the first trial day a little bit. Because we're only 2 hours, 20 minutes into the stream. I usually try to aim for about 3 hours. I don't know if we'll go all the way there, but the next stopping point we find, we'll definitely stop. Anyway. February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright?
Frankly, there are still a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area.
Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate.
I believe in you, sis.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice.
Yes?
A defense attorney should never believe their client.
What?
The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that.
Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her.
And that is?
You're not a defense attorney.
I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright.
Here we go. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
So in other words, she'll bail us out, is what I'm hearing. February 23rd, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 9. This is why I don't eat usually during especially streams like this.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Edgeworth.
Ayo, that's a boyfriend. I mean, rival, of course. Yeah.
It's been 2 months, but I haven't seen him in a courtroom since his trial. I mean, you also haven't been in court, bud, so.
I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. Keep it in your pants. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say.
Yeah, that's right. Reject the society's norms, Edgeworth. Get in there.
The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. I do. I will marry you.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please.
Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye has committed an unpardonable crime.
Goodness. Unpardonable.
Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. In my car!
Oh, he's much more forceful in person.
Hey, Meter, how you doing?
I suddenly feel like confessing to everything.
However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to a crime. A professional witness.
Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Starr, to the stand.
The cough-up queen. How'd the trial with the bird go? We won. We won on multiple accounts. Both in the present case and in a case 15 years prior. Believe the keep it in your pants line is real.
Haven't I seen you somewhere?
You ordered the caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar. I haven't eaten caviar before.
The judge is really wolfing it down. No, I love her outfit. It's perfect.
And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl.
Thanks.
Will the witness state her name and profession?
And you, sir. Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor, how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty, it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. Instead, it tastes like dreams and itchiness. Why is my throat...
He's like allergic to caviar. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like?
Name, profession, now.
Me? The name is Angel Starr. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Hurry it up!
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I'm a professional.
Huh? What exactly does that mean? Does it mean you have more caviar? More caviar for a judge, maybe?
Until 2 days ago, Miss Angel Starr was a special investigator with the police. She's a first-rate homicide detective.
But what? Miss Starr was a detective?
I know who you are. Cough up,
Cough up Queen Angel Starr, Your Honor. Long time no see.
Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr.
Just who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot of the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients.
Where's Maya? She, at the end of case 4, decided that she needed to go train. So she will not be returning until game number 2.
A chain divider separates the 2 blocks.
Suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, yes?
The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Parking lot floor plans added to the court record.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright?
I can't agree on principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush that little help they have remaining?
If you can, then give him your worst, Miss Starr. I'm good at my job.
Wait, are they talking about me? How's my day been? It's been pretty good, all things considered. Thought it was going to go worse, honestly. And so I'm happy that it has gone as well as it has. Witness's account.
Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend? How touching.
As you can see, there's no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examination, witness's account. Before I forget, by the way, I'm going to turn off the channel point 10 gifted sub thing so I don't keep staring at it, and I don't forget that I already did it and not spend another $50 on Twitch. Yeah. Anyway, let's cross-examine. Knew a day like this would come, not that interesting. It's on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend, sure. Isn't something perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work? All right, let's get into the wire fence. That implies that she was on the B side and the murder was happening on the A side, right? By garish car, you mean...
Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it?
Indeed, it was.
What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her.
If she's telling the truth, we're doomed!
Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick.
We're dealing with Edgeworth here. I need something more substantial than that.
Can you tell us what the suspect was doing when he saw her?
Chief was prosecutor holding a knife in her right hand. Sure. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Sorry.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all.
Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are by nature well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg from my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify as her ability to kill an egg. I mean a person.
Oh, perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor.
That was Shadow Dance and Eat Some Cheesecake time. That's what that was.
So the defendant was holding a knife. What then?
We don't have any, like, fingerprints on that knife, right? No traces, or no prints, but traces of victims' blood on it. Fantastic! Death due to loss of blood, 1 knife wound. All right. Welcome back, Sierra. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defense has a point. Get it? Because it's a knife?
Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes. The next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
Well, what do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty?
Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, okay? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me feel calmer.
Don't smile like that.
That's interesting. I feel like I pressed on the most relevant pieces of the testimony, and it didn't get us anywhere. So I guess let's hit everything. How did you know?
I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy.
The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted.
My day was good. Marissa's day was good. Bento's day was also good. Thank you for asking, kiddo.
Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors?
I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one.
Laid off? She was fired.
To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well. May we continue, Miss Starr?
Been ages since you've seen Marissa? I don't usually bring her on stream unless I have like a very specific thing that I want to do with her. Main reason is just I want her to be able to have opportunities to relax, you know? Like, just because I work like usually 12 hours a day doesn't mean that she has to, nor do I want her necessarily to like have to do that instead of, you know, literally anything else. So, yeah. But again, I do take those opportunities as I can to, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I try to take those opportunities when they seem like a good idea to bring Marissa into the fold. Like somebody was mentioning Escape Simulator on the Discord server. That's the sort of thing I'd bring Marissa in for, right? Both of us love escape rooms, and that's a good cooperative game. Absolutely her jam, right? So yeah. I was on my way to deliver okay, I guess this could be interesting. Stream can't handle Marissa cool levels. It's true. It's so true. This boyfriend, he is the detective?
Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick with the lunches, thanks.
Note to self, the judge had to think before replying.
The security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there.
That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunch boxes by car?
Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block.
So she was in B block when she witnessed the crime.
When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work.
You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder?
It felt like, how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds.
Should have cheesecake redeemed, so I ever have cheese. That's such a specific thing to do, though. I have cheesecake like one day out of the year during stream.
I have no idea what that means.
Speaking of detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective?
Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
Young cheese.
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn.
Then it must be hard, yellowed, and sharp as a tack.
I want to hear about how hard you are, Judge.
Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match.
Got him!
In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind.
Okay, so I have now pressed every piece of information here, right? Like, I pressed it all. I don't really know where to go after this. Did I not press this? Maybe I didn't. No, we definitely talked about Mr. Edgeworth's garish car and the knife. Okay, here we go. This is something new. So I just had to kind of keep digging. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That was inspiring.
I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism.
I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
Oh, that's her, all right.
A photograph. You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes was rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck.
Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant.
Crime photo added to the court record. Why is she wearing a bloody coat? Why is she looking in the trunk of the car? Did she kill him? Feels like it. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Sky.
So what was the defendant doing at the time?
And prosecutors get detectives fired or laid off. In this realm, it seems to be the case. For some reason, they have direct control over hiring matters in the police department. Even though I mean, they do work closely together. I'm not sure if that's necessarily a power that prosecutors have. What was I gonna say? Oh no, I think the big reason they did it in the first place is just mostly because it's kind of fun to have Edgeworth be the boss of Gumshoe. That like combo, I think they just really wanted. Cheez-It Snapped is really good. I don't think I've ever had snapped Cheez-Its. Okay, let's take a look at this new piece of evidence we have. Clearly that's important, and maybe we can use it to our advantage. Well, we don't really see blood on either of the hands, right? She's stabbed with the right hand, but I don't see blood on the left hand, do you? I just see her gripping the car with it. If anything, the coat's mostly covered in blood on the right side. Gumshoe's protected by Edgeworth at all times. Exactly. Why is she wearing the coat like that, though? It's an excellent question. Truly. Hold on, one more thing I gotta check out. Yeah, it was in the A block. There's the wall. There should be an overturned can on the ground, but we haven't really dug into that very much. The car's in the right spot. It's the right car. It is Zone A. It's through the wire fence, as she mentioned. Let's keep pressing. Tell me more about the knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long.
We've already done this bit. Egg a person, chicken. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. Yeah. We've already dealt with that. No, that's it. So I have this piece of evidence, which means that it must be something that... Since they gave us that piece of evidence, it leads me to believe that this contradicts something in her testimony as is. Because we've already pressed everything in the testimony. It's not a matter of just ending the cross-examination. So I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. Yep. Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. I mean, we could press the fact that she doesn't have the knife in her hand here. I don't think that does anything for us, but might as well. There we go. And you witnessed this. You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife.
As I've already said, yes. I swear it on my finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that is a fine lunch.
They really himboed the judge for this case, didn't they? But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. Yeah, anyway. This is the photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? I don't know. Is it in the body? Like, I don't really understand how hard we're going to go on this, but sure.
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection.
That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth.
It was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photograph is not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's why I was avoiding this bit, because I was like, I don't know where we're going with this. And how can you tell that?
Blood splatter.
Yeah, there's blood on her coat. I could have told you. Anyway. Huh?
See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat.
But it's a black and white photograph.
Yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here.
No problem. Except you.
Mr. Wright, are you going to just sit there and take that kind of abuse?
You got a better idea? Objection! Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Yeah, but it's... I don't know, man.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it?
If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
Good advice. I'm not sure if I understood it, but good advice.
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder.
Premeditated? How do you know?
Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph.
Well, are those gloves?
Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on?
Clearly, she knows how to deal with blood-borne pathogens. Everybody knows as soon as you're touching blood in any sort of scene, you need to be wearing gloves in order to help prevent transmission. God, it's like you're not doing your employee training.
If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves.
Well,
These gloves do seem to be tell a tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder. A serious offense.
Witness, add this to your testimony.
The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it.
Lana's so calm with a random giant onigiri lady watching her stabbing a man. Who knows? What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves?
The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves, the kind used for autopsies.
In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime.
Ah! Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Star.
This is bad. She's got them thinking this is all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that this wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
We've already said that a couple times. Okay, so I need to look at that piece of... I didn't actually read it. I just immediately slammed the button. Okay, let's think about what would prevent it from being a premeditated murder. Oh, premeditated? It means that you thought about it beforehand. Like you planned it out. You knew you wanted to kill this person, and you planned out steps to ensure that you could, and that you could probably also not get away with it. Or that you could get away with it, possibly, too. That's premeditation. Well, you think about it, right? Meditation would be like kind of dwelling or thinking about something, and then with a prefix on there, means that it happened before, right? The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. I think the knife contradicts that, right? It's weird that if this was premeditated, why did she use Edgeworth's knife from his car, right? The rubber gloves do indicate premeditation, but the murder weapon not being there until 3 minutes before the scene feels a little weird. And I'm right. For what it's worth, by the way, friends, full disclosure, I did play this twice before, but the last time I've played it, it was 8 years ago. So I do not remember any of the details of this case, especially. I remember the characters involved. There's, I think, one more that we get to involve ourselves with, where I do learn the name Udgy for Judge, and it's stuck in my head forevermore. But I do not remember actually the details of this case. So, yeah. Witness, do you know what this is? A knife! No! I mean, yes, actually, you're right. Sorry.
Are you trying to test me? I sell boxed lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk.
Indeed, it is my knife.
Rabble, 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 rabble. What's with this case? A bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there.
The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right?
Mommy, are prosecutors bad people?
Yes, honey, but shush.
The defense has a request. We ask that the various members of the in the balconies please refrain from making my people sound bad. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. Wow, Phoenix, slow down there.
What's that, rookie?
In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning.
However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon.
Oh.
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Whoa. I agree. This is pretty big oversight.
Order! Order! Order!
Great. Now the tide is turning in our favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. No one? All right. I tried.
What?
I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail.
But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory.
Bah. What was that? That's weird. The prosecution could care less if it is premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else.
Stretch. Goodness me. Felt good.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do, she planned on killing him. It was planned. And if it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again.
Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
How dare you?
My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. I mean, I get where she's coming from. I'm not, like, denying her as a reliable witness. I also think it's kind of weird that she is wearing, that she's got, like, surgical gloves on. That definitely is weird. But it is also true that apparently the knife was in a car that showed up 3 minutes ago. So you feel like you wouldn't want to leave that to chance. Really now. All right, friends, and I think this is a good place to leave it off for the night because it is getting rather late, and I do not want to have to go through a whole nother bit of this because I will not remember it otherwise. So, we are going to go ahead and save here, and we will continue our adventures in this on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, where we will learn more from this powerful lunch lady and see what gets us there. See what we can do to dig Lana Skye out of this trench that she has dug herself into. Stick around, friends. We're going to go raid somebody here in just a moment, but I want to thank you all so much for deciding to hang out with us. It means so much to me that this is the place you wished to spend your evening. And, yeah, always exciting to have you guys here. Yeah. In the meantime, friends, let me go ahead and quit the game here. I'm just going to overwrite the save one more time. Sad animal fact before we go. Oh, I missed it. Hold on. I can't remember if I read this one or not, but I think I like this one so much I'm going to read it anyway if I didn't. Friends, did you know according to the book of Sad Animal Facts, No, I'm pretty sure he'd read that. I'll read 2 then. How about that? Just because I like this one too. First off, dragonfly migration takes 4 generations, which means the first 3 dragonflies just kind of fly in a direction and don't know why. And tarantulas can go years without eating. And those are your sad animal facts of the day.